Hi everyone, welcome back to Creatively Crafted Life. This is Melanie, and today I am going to share with you my process of making base pages when I have some scraps. So if you'd seen a recent video of a little small album that I created, I used this paper pad from Parklane, this Rainbow Love, and I have a bunch of scrap pieces left, quite a few actually, and as part of my organization cleaning process that I introduced probably about a year and a half ago now, maybe, is I don't want to keep these if I don't have to. So if I can transform them into something else, that's better. So one way that I do that is by making base pages or base cards, and then whatever is left over, if I can die cut, punch, or create panels for cards at a future date, I will do that. So technically I will not have any scraps. I just have works in progress, or at least that's how I like to look at it. In addition, I have a bunch of other items sitting on my desk that are free game. I have a number of punches, again, from that same session. And so the objective is to try not to get up off my desk if possible, but I'm always open to, you know, pulling stuff from my stash if it makes sense. But hopefully this won't take too long. I can get these used up. And let me just get a little bit situated here and we'll get going. Okay, so in addition to the scraps, I also pulled some 12 by 12 white cardstock. This is just American Crafts textured cardstock. And as I was sitting here, I was also looking at other stuff I have on my desk. And this caught my eye. These are some Parklane washi stickers, and look at the colors. Aren't they perfect? So I've yet to use these. They're in my mega kit for my South America album, but maybe I can incorporate this into here. So again, just using what I have out, anything's fair game. And I mean, I haven't even told you half of what I have on my desk right now. I only have this much space that's free. It's pretty sad, but you know, it is what it is. So how do I start when I have a bunch of scraps? So I do like to kind of take all the small pieces and just kind of put them to the side initially and basically focus on the larger pieces. So I have a few pretty significant pieces here, and the next thing that I would do is I would see if there's anything that I would want to pair up with each other. So for instance, something like this might work really well together. I kind of like this one and this one, although it does need some contrast in here. And do we have anything else? Maybe something like that. That might work. This would also work really great. You guys know how I love my stripe paper. This would also work really great for this one. So we may cut that into smaller pieces. Let's just look at the back side of all of these just to see what else we're working with. Oh, fun. Yellow. Oh, another stripe. Cool. And some cut aparts that might work. And the back side of this one is a hot pink. Okay, so I think that's more likely to be used. This one. Cool. Okay, I've got some options. And literally, you guys, this is all I do, is I just sit here and play around until I get a color scheme that I'm happy with. Huh. So I'm liking that. Do I like that one better, or do I like this one better? I think I like the scale of this one better because these hearts are quite big and these stripes appear big even though they are thin. So I think we'll just do a swap like that. Okay, so I got a couple starts. So the next thing that I would do is I would take my cardstock, and I try to use these in their fullest if possible, unless I need it for something else. So I'm thinking this might look kind of fun, just like that. And then add a small piece of this in between. And maybe we should have two pieces. What about this and this? No. It's really hard to explain what's going through in my mind. Okay, so I like this solid piece, and what I'm going to do is pull out my trimmer, and I'm going to trim off 1 inch. Why 1 inch? Because it is substantial enough to help balance this off, but it's also still going to look asymmetrical, which is kind of the route that I am going for, I think. I add this stripe here, not quite to the end, and then this one, and then that. Maybe move it over a little bit more. I'm really liking that. I could do a title here along the side if I wanted. Of course, you know, you always have the option to go this way. So that looks good. I do want to add some of this paper in as well, and I'm going to do this at 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch seems to be a pretty good thickness for borders, and I'm going to do at least 2, and I may come back and cut another, but we're just going to see how this looks first. Okay, and then we're just going to take this one, and I can either butt it right up, or I could give it a little bit of a gap. I'm not too sure what I like. I think this is good. The other option I was thinking of was to add a border on this side as well, so just to kind of round it out. But I think I like having that side open and this piece here. And I think I'm going to do right up against the edge. Okay, so let me glue this down and then I will be back. Okay, so that's the first base page. Really simple, right? And I used up 2 big scraps and a little bit of another. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, these are both really large pieces, and I think I kind of like the idea of centering this one. I do have this orange piece, so I'm thinking that that will probably go somewhere around here. This piece is about 5.5 inches. You could fit a 4x6 photo this way. You could fit 2 3x4s, and you can also extend off if you needed to. So I think that doesn't limit my options. Now, this stripe, I think we are going to do 3 of these. We're going to do 1 at the top, 1 in the middle, and 1 on the end. So let me cut those and glue them down, and then I will come back and show you the page. Okay, so here is that next base page all glued down. I avoid adhesive right against the edge on the layers, so that way when I go and do the page, if I want to tuck something underneath, I do have that option. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I did want to use this flamingo paper. I think it is a lot of fun. And I'm thinking on this one that maybe we can use these stickers and maybe create our own band of pattern paper down this side using these. That might be kind of fun. What do I have left? I don't have a lot of other options, and I would like to keep at least another, see, this is where my brain, this is how my brain works. Both of these are the stripes, and you know how much I like to use stripe paper. So I do like this, and I do think I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do this one last. That way, if I need to take off a 1/4 inch from either of these, or 1/2 inch off of either of these, I have that option. So we're just going to put this aside for now, and we're going to work on something else. Okay, so now we're getting down to scraps. And I'm not really sure what direction I am going to go with this yet. I'm just looking to see what's here, to see what jumps out, if anything jumps out at me. Again, we've got a large piece of paper that I would prefer not to trim down if I don't have to. But I don't like the white on the white. That's just too much. So there's nothing that says we can't go back to that same paper pad and see if there's something we can pull instead of white. Because the paper pad's just going to get broken down and moved into my stash anyways. So why not maybe use this? Why not use this to make a layout? Just seeing if there's any other kind of watercolor look that might be kind of fun. Kind of like that one with the orange into the pink. Let's pull that one. Now the question is, do we go this way? I feel like this piece needs to go up and down, and that's the way it is intended to go up and down. But I think I like this one going this way, because while this is a gradient, it's a different gradient than this one, so I think that just is a little bit jarring. So I think if we do something like that, that would look great. Okay, what else do we got going on here? We got some floral pieces. Oh, the green's kind of fun. See, you guys, this is literally all I do, is I just sit there and play until I get something that I think looks the way I want it to look. I like this journal card, so let's cut that out. Okay, so we got that going on. This needs to be mounted on something. Ooh, that's starting to look good. Let's move that over a little bit. Something like that. What do you guys think? Do you like that? I think I have another piece of this. Let me tuck that in. You never know. You never know what you're going to end up with. Oh, I like this card too with the orange. And I have a piece of this orange that might look kind of fun tucked behind here too. So, but I only have the one piece, so let's cut this in half. I'm liking that, but I need something contrasting against this here. And I think that's where we're going to need the stripe paper to come in. So I had this cut from the previous one. I just think it needs that little pop. So we're going to need another stripe from the other side, and I don't think this one was cut straight. Okay, so we're going to add this stripe there. And that stripe there, like that. And then this, like this. So there's plenty of space. I could add another 3x4 photo here, a 4x6 photo on top. I could add my title along the bottom, add a title up at the top. You know, there's lots of options, right? But I think I like this as a base page. Now we have this blue. Should we tuck this in too? I'm going to swap this out for that other card because I think the orange, I think I like the orange better. Do I like the orange better? Yeah, I think I like the orange better. Just clean that edge up. Okay, and then do I want to tuck this blue in? Oh, it might be kind of fun, huh? What about if we punched a shape? We got the circle with the orange, so maybe we can do a couple circles. Okay, I'm liking that. Not sure exactly where they're going to be placed, but we will figure that out. So let me glue down what I know and come back and show you, and we'll figure out where the circles are going to go. So here it is already glued down. So now we just need to figure out if we still want to add these circles and where I want to add them. Before I do that though, I want to mention that I did pull out my corner rounder, which is always right next to me. And I just rounded a couple of the corners, not all of them, just to play off the idea of circles. A tip that I once heard about placement is where papers intersect is a good place to add embellishments. So if I'm thinking of this as maybe the start of an embellishment cluster, maybe one there, we could possibly do something here. And I think we need one more. What about here? Now, I don't like how small this one is. I think we need something. Oh, that's better. Or do I want to just tuck it? No, I don't like that. I don't want this to be in line. So I'm wondering if a bigger circle might make better sense. I don't have any more scraps in this color, but that doesn't mean we can't layer it. Like take a dark pink and layer this on top. So let me go grab a bigger circle punch. I just love doing this, if you guys haven't figured it out. To me, this is completely relaxing. There's no pressure. I don't have any photos that I have to worry about. It's just for pure fun. I'm wondering if this would be a better... No, let's go with this one. Let's go with this one. This is a 2-inch circle, which I think will be plenty big enough. And then we can just add this on top, or we can kind of stagger it. Now I'm thinking I want more of these. So let's punch a couple more. And if this doesn't work out, it's not that big of a deal. These were scraps anyways, and circles can always be used, so not a big deal. I think I like them more in the center than off. And I think I am good with the placement. So let me glue those down, and then this page will be done as well. Okay, so this is where this one has ended up. I did put this one on foam tape so that I can tuck something underneath here if needed. On this side, I've left no adhesive as well as no adhesive here, just in case I want to tuck a photo or something under it. This is a little bit lopsided with the way these are placed, because this one is kind of throwing it out a little bit, but we kind of have like a diagonal going through here. So I can correct this when I do the actual page by making this up here a little bit more prominent. So this actually would be a really great place to put a title, just to balance it off a little bit. We'll see when the opportunity presents itself to use this page how it will all play out. Okay, so now we're down to small little scraps plus that other page, and I think what I want to do on this one is a collage of some sort, and I'm thinking I might want to do it using hearts because I have these hearts here. Now I just bought a new punch. Let me go pull my heart punches, and I want to just check the scale compared to this. Okay, so I pulled some heart punches, and that is what I'm going to do with the rest of these scraps. Punch out all the hearts. For this one here, I am going to trim them out with scissors. I was hoping this would work, and it is awfully close, but not exactly the same shape. So I'm going to do that, and then I will come back and we will make a base page out of the scraps. Okay, so I punched out a bunch of the hearts. I trimmed out the ones from the pattern paper, and I just kind of have laid them out. And then I thought I had still one more scrap, this long one, that this might look kind of cool across the top. And I might see if I can trim a little bit off of this one and just have it across the top. So that is where I'm at. I don't know that I'm going to be so particular about lining these up exactly the same. If they're a little bit off, I think I'm okay with that. So that is what my next step is going to be. I'm going to trim 1/4 inch of that stripe to put across the top and glue these down. Okay, so here's this layout. I really like how this one turned out. I would consider stitching along this bottom edge here, but I'm not going to do that right now because, you know, this is just a base page, but that's something to keep in mind at the end of the day. The other thing that would be kind of cool on here, and now that I thought of it, I might just do it, and that's to mat this whole thing on another piece of paper. So let me go through the paper pad and see if we can find anything. I'm thinking this pink. Yeah, I like that. And I am gonna gut the middle and use that scrap on the last layout that I'm gonna work on. I'll show you this one and then we'll talk about the next one. Okay, so this is how it looks with the mat. I did not tuck it down a lot. Again, just giving myself options in case I change my mind about what I want to do. But it is tacked down enough for a base page. Okay, so let's look at what the last one is going to look like. So this was the one where I had that flamingo paper and I had the stripe. So I'm really liking that. And then I thought I would use these washi flakes down the edge. And then I also took this pineapple journal card because there are pineapples in here as well, so I thought that might work. And then here's the scrap piece that we just took from the background sheet of the last layout, and clearly something like this would work really easily. I might trim this down a little bit to finish up this page. So let me get playing with these flakes. Like I said, they're probably just going to go down in a strip, and we'll go from there. Okay, so here's how this one turned out. Like I said, I just added those washi flake stickers all along to create a border. This one does not want to stick very well, so it might need a little bit of glue underneath it. Added the stripe, the flamingo paper. Here's that rectangular, more solid pink. Now this one I could add here, but I am actually going to opt to hold off on fastening it, and I'm just going to tuck it up at the top, and when I'm ready to use this page I can make a better determination as to where that card will go. So this is what I have left for scraps, and to be honest, I don't really feel compelled to keep any of these. I think these are all just going to go in the recycle bin. So let me pull all of the base pages back and quickly flip through them again so you can see what was made with these scraps. Okay, so here's the first one with the hearts. Really basic page. Very similar in this perspective. We just kind of rotated it and added a mat on this one. This one we switched it up a little bit, although we do have a big stripe of paper. We mounted it on a piece of pattern paper, and then we did the embellishments with the circles, kind of like the start of an embellishment cluster. Then we broke out the punches in full force and created our own kind of pattern paper that we added at the bottom and matted the entire layout on a large pink toned paper. And then our last one that we just finished with the journal card tucked in for future use. So I hope this inspires you to take your scraps next time when you're finished a project, and maybe just make one more project out of them, such as base pages or cards, or at the very least turn them into something that's a little more useful than just generic scraps. There's nothing wrong with having scraps, but they tend to multiply, and so I find that when you can add value to them, such as a base page, that they get used that much quicker than if they just end up in a bin or a bag. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, happy crafting.